He said I'm a loser. I was the one feeding his whole family. Best Reddit stories. The plate shattered before I even saw his face. That's how my day ended. Not with a hug, not with a kiss, but with ceramic flying across the kitchen tile, because I dared to ask if someone could set the table. After a 13-hour shift saving lives, this was what I came home to. The living room reeked of sweat, fast food, and laziness. Dave, my boyfriend of 3 years, sat there like a king on a throne, PlayStation controller in hand, laughing at something his brother said. I stood in the doorway, still in my scrubs, blood-speckled and shaking. "You could have called," he mumbled, not even turning to look at me. "Or better yet, just pick something up on the way. What are you even good for if you can't do that?" His words stabbed sharper than any scalpel I'd used that day. His mum cackled from the couch like it was all a sitcom. I swallowed the lump in my throat. "Excuse me?" I whispered, my voice trembling. That's when he said it loud enough for the whole room to hear. "You're a loser, Emily. Always whining. Nobody cares about your long shifts. You work, you feed us, and that's it." And they all laughed. I didn't even realize I was crying until a tear dropped onto my badge. I wiped it quickly like that would hide how broken I felt. I looked at Dave. Really looked. And all I saw was a man who hadn't worked in 6 months, living off me, calling me a loser. "You sit here," I hissed, stepping closer. "All day, playing video games while I'm out there saving lives. I bought this food. I paid this rent. And you don't even have the decency to show basic respect." My voice cracked, but my rage only grew stronger. His mom stood up, arms crossed. "Don't come in here starting drama, sweetie. Dave's been stressed too." Stressed? My laugh was cold and sharp. Stressed from what? Beating level 32 while I'm stitching someone's chest shut. The room went quiet. Real quiet. Dave threw the controller on the floor. "You think you're better than us?" he snapped. I didn't blink. "No, I know I am." His face went red. His brother muttered, "Damn," under his breath. Dave stepped toward me. I didn't flinch. I stared straight into his eyes. "I fed you. Your family. Your cousin who hasn't said one thank you in 3 months. And you think I'm the problem?" I could feel my voice rising, shaking the walls. "I should have left the second you quit your job and said it was my turn." Dave grabbed his hoodie from the couch, furious now. "You want to act like you're better? Fine. Do it alone. I'm out." I crossed my arms. "You won't make it 2 weeks without me." He stormed out, slamming the door so hard the walls rattled. And I stood there, still silent. His mum huffed and walked into the kitchen. "Now who's gonna buy dinner tomorrow?" I turned slowly toward her. "You have 2 hands, I said, dead serious. Try using them." Then I walked to my room, locked the door, and for the first time in years, I let myself scream. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, heart racing, fists clenched. His words echoed in my head. Loser. But something inside me shifted. I wasn't broken. I was done being used. Done being their paycheck in scrubs. The next morning, I had a plan. I woke up before the sun, packed a small duffel, took the money I'd been hiding in my locker at work. It wasn't much, but it was mine. On the way out, I saw Dave's cousin sprawled across the couch, snoring. Pizza boxes stacked like trophies. I stepped over them, silent. I left a note on the counter. Just 5 words. "Good luck feeding yourselves now." And I walked. No tears, no regrets. I didn't look back, not once. I called my friend Chloe. She opened her door within minutes. "Girl," she said, eyes wide. "You look like you just escaped prison." I laughed for the first time in weeks. Close, I said. Worse. I escaped Dave, she gasped, pulled me inside. Tell me everything. I did. I told her about the insults, the laziness, the pizza, the way they laughed when I begged for basic decency. And she didn't blink. She listened. Then Chloe stood, hands on hips. You're moving in here until you get your own place. No argument. I opened my mouth to protest. Nope. She cut me off. You've been saving everyone else. Let someone save you for once. And for the first time, I let her. That week, something wild happened. I breathed, I slept. I laughed. I danced in Chloe's kitchen to bad 2000s pop. I wore pajamas for fun, not because I was too tired to change. And every time my phone buzzed with Dave's name, I silenced it. I owed him nothing now. But then, he showed up. At the hospital, he waited near the staff exit like some ghost from a nightmare. I nearly dropped my coffee when I saw him. He looked small. I just want to talk, he said. I took a deep breath. No, I replied. You want something to use. He stepped closer, eyes wide, like he was trying to look pitiful. Emily, please. I messed up. You left and everything fell apart. Mom's freaking out. My cousin moved back with his dad. We can fix this. His voice cracked. But I wasn't falling for that voice anymore. I crossed my arms, heart pounding. You didn't miss me, Dave. You missed the money, the food, the cleaning, the nurse you thought you could own. His jaw twitched. That's not fair. I laughed bitterly. Fair? Oh, you want fair now? I stepped closer, eyes locked on his. Where was fair when I came home crying and you called me dramatic? Where was it when you ignored me for hours and made fun of me for being tired? Where was it when your mom called me your maid and you agreed? He looked away, like a coward, like always. I didn't mean it like that, he muttered. No, I snapped. You meant every word. You just didn't think I'd leave. He reached for my arm. I stepped back. Don't touch me. His hand froze in the air, then dropped like dead weight. Emily, please, he whispered. You don't get to beg now, I said through gritted teeth. You had everything, and you threw it away because you didn't want to lift a finger. His eyes glossed over. Good, let him cry. I'd cried enough for both of us. He opened his mouth, but I was done. I'm not your rehab. I'm not your nurse. I'm not your ATM, I said, my voice sharp like glass. You want help? Call your mum. She's good at enabling. He blinked, stunned. I took one last look at him, and for the first time, I felt nothing, not even hate. I turned and walked away. One step, then two. My heart didn't race. My knees didn't shake. He didn't follow. He just stood there, watching me disappear, and I didn't look back. Not this time. I wasn't his anymore. I wasn't anyone's anymore. I was mine. Later that night, Chloe poured me a glass of wine and said, You look 10 pounds lighter. I smiled. Feels like 100. She raised her glass. To being done with boys who drain your soul. I clinked mine to hers. To starting over, I said. And I meant it. The following weeks felt like waking up after years of sleep. I started journaling. I joined a yoga class. Chloe even dragged me to a karaoke night. I sang terribly and laughed harder than I had in months. I was healing. Slowly. But then, the phone rang. It was a blocked number. I almost declined it, but something made me answer. Hello? Emily? The voice was older. Shaky. It was Dave's mother. What do you want? I asked coldly, already regretting picking up. Her voice cracked. It's Dave. He's in the hospital. I froze. She kept talking. ODD on something. They won't tell us what. He asked for you. My stomach twisted. My legs went weak. Not because I still loved him, but because I knew that house. That weight. That kind of pain. And part of me still cared. Chloe saw my face and rushed over. What's wrong? I whispered. Dave's in the hospital. She went pale. I didn't cry. I didn't panic. I just sat there, staring at the floor, wondering how did it come to this? And why did he ask for me? After everything, I went against logic, against Chloe's protests. I walked into that white room with its two bright lights, and there he was hooked up to tubes, pale, broken. He looked so small, not like the boy who mocked me, not like the man who let me suffer. His eyes fluttered open. Emily? He croaked. I nodded. He tried to smile, but it broke halfway. I'm sorry, he whispered. For everything. You were the only one who ever really showed up. Tears rolled down his cheeks, but I didn't move closer. I'm not coming back, I said softly. But I forgive you. He blinked, surprised. Not for you, Dave. For me. I can't carry your weight anymore. He closed his eyes. I stood there for a moment longer, then turned to leave. This time, it really was goodbye. Outside the hospital, the air felt different. Lighter. I texted Chloe. He's alive, but I'm finally free. She replied in seconds. Come home, wine's waiting. I smiled. For the first time in forever, I wasn't running from pain. I was walking toward peace. Months passed. I got promoted at the hospital. Started saving for my own apartment. Chloe and I turned our living room into a plant jungle and blasted empowering playlists every Saturday. But more than anything, I found myself, and she was nothing like the girl who begged for scraps. One night, I looked in the mirror and whispered, I'm proud of you. And I meant it. No more shrinking. No more apologizing for being tired or strong or enough. I had walked through fire, and now, I was the flame. Dave never called again. His mom tried once more, I blocked her. The past no longer held me hostage. I didn't need revenge. My success was enough. My joy was enough. I was no longer someone's nurse, wallet, or emotional punching bag. I was free. One morning, walking to work, I saw a girl crying on the bus bench. She was in scrubs, exhausted, alone. I sat beside her and asked, rough shift? She nodded. I handed her my coffee. You're not invisible, I said. You're doing amazing. Her eyes welled up. I understood, because once, not long ago, that had been me. Crying in silence, begging for a crumb of kindness. And now I was that kindness. And I knew right then. Everything I went through had shaped me into someone who could lift others. Not just survive, but lead. That night, I walked home under a sky full of stars. No drama, no shouting, just wind in the trees and peace in my chest. I wasn't waiting to be saved anymore. I had saved myself. And that, I realized, was the most powerful thing a woman could ever do. So if you're listening, and you're tired, if they've called you a loser, made you feel small, remember this. You are not their version of you. You are stronger than you know. One day you'll look back and thank yourself for walking away before it was too late.